Just represent what's real to you.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness. So I think just taking control, making sure you maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody. That I feel like is the key to truly being happy.
Hey, bro, you better get ready to buckle up because this shit don't get no easier, bro. Once you think the grind gets easier, come on, bro, you silly, man. This grind's only for the strong ones, bro. And if you weak, I suggest you go ahead and leave. It's tough, but it's true. Be safe.
Until you figure it out, find your hustle, make your money, and you gotta have something figured out. You gotta have a goal. You just gotta work towards. You gotta manifest. So it's a whole lot of power on your tongue, and you just gotta speak it into existence and work.
You gotta be cool, not ever being recognized. You gotta be comfortable with that and not feel away about it as long as we get into the check.
I think you just gotta know what you stand for and know what you represent, know what's true to you. Because you can't please everybody, you can't be everything to everybody, but you could be true and you could be yourself and comfortable in your skin and just represent what's real to you.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness. So I think just taking control, making sure you maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody. That I feel like is the key to truly being happy.
Hey, bro, you better get ready to buckle up because this shit don't get no easier, bro. Once you think the grind gets easier, come on, bro, you silly, man. This grind's only for the strong ones, bro. And if you weak, I suggest you go ahead and leave. It's tough, but it's true. Be safe.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Kreative. Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again to do what? To create something great. Now listen, today I'm super excited what I have planned for y'all today. We're going to be jumping in this whole prediction market wave. I'm not going to hold you. This is going to be one of those streams where I am going to be learning on the fly, right? When it comes to being able to understand prediction markets, I mean, I kind of sort of get it, right? So this stream is being able to understand the Kalshi, and excuse me if I'm pronouncing it Kalshi, tomato at this point, platform. We're going to be going through the API docs. We're actually going to set up a prediction market bot, whatever that means, right? And I think for lack of better words, we're going to be being able to set up some type of simulation and paper trading when it comes to being able to go through prediction markets, right? So if you haven't already, I need you to go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it, right? So I think what I want to do is so I'm on the Kalshi website, right? So if you haven't already, let me just go ahead and drop it in the chat. So you can have access to it. All right, there it go. So I'm on the Kalshi website, and what I guess the one thing that we just have to be able, we want to get more context on is understanding prediction markets, right? So on the Kalshi website, I'm going to go to markets over monopolies, right? There's also responsible trading and market integrity. Learn how Kalshi prevents insider trading. So there's a couple things that we can read to be able to understand Kalshi. So what I want to do is just click on the first one. Markets over monopolies, 89%. And again, they have a hell of a PR team. I don't know if this information is grounded in fact. Oh, one thing I want to say, fam. This is not sponsored by Kalshi or Polymart. This is just me being able to understand who are the players in this game, understanding how I can do this programmatically, i.e. being able to do this through API. Got tripped up in those words for a second there. And also being able to let y'all see my process, right? So this is the first time that I'm doing this, so I'm not sponsored by them. So when I give an opinion, it is not an indictment, none of that, so to speak. It is more so just an opinion, right? And that's one thing. And second, this is not financial advice. If you do seek financial advice, please make sure you talk to a certified financial planner. This is merely educational. Let's keep going. So on Kalshi's site, one thing that they promote is being able to have markets over monopolies. And again, these numbers, I don't know how verified they are, but let's just go over it. 89% of Americans believe that they should have access to prediction markets, but do they understand what a prediction market is? I don't think you can see that. Let me just exaggerate that a bit. 79% of the states say they shouldn't regulate prediction markets, and there's bipartisan support. Now, again, this is a hell of a PR trip, being able to make sure if you keep something unregulated, right, that means less rules you have to follow. The less rules you have to follow, the more that you can be able to innovate, i.e. so some would say being able to keep a market like this unregulated, it gives them opportunity to be able to innovate. It gives them opportunity to be able to self-regulate, but that's kind of one of those catch-22s, right? Because then you're setting your own rules as to what you think somebody should do or shouldn't do, right? I think it should be a third party to being able to regulate this, because there's a lot of things that they're walking the fine line on, right? One of the things is like the walking the fine line on being able sports betting. Like sports betting just became a thing like 5, maybe 6 years ago, right? It used to be taboo. Now it's fucking everywhere. Bro, everybody's taking, oh, let me get into that parlay. Now they got a little commercial parlay like this, parlay like that. But nonetheless, one of the things that, again, I just have my own opinions there, that again, it's just walking that fine line. Prediction markets are the fastest growing financial assets. Again, financial assets. So why don't you want to be regulated? Class in America, and the gambling cartel is spending millions of lobbying to hurt them. The casino monopolies have a great setup going. They advertise to people that they can win, and they get ban anyone that actually does. People are flocking by the millions to Kalshi because we offer a fair, open market, and the casinos want to ban this to protect their profits. Don't let them. The house always wins unless you let them. And this is what I necessarily just wanted to get into. All that other stuff was just PR, right? But let's get into the. So the house always wins unless there is no house. Casinos aren't just competing against you, they're engineering to extract from you. The data is their weapon. You win too often and you're banned. You lose too often and you're hooked. Prediction markets run on free market principle. The platform has no stake in who wins. So the casino, and again, this is their platform. This is what they came up with. I'm just relaying the information. Casino markets, you have the casino, you have the house. The casino sets the price with built-in margins. You can always trade against the house, but not against other participants. Casinos profits directly when you lose, and the data analyzes your limit upside. That's crazy. Winners restricted or banned to protect the house. Interesting. Prediction market model, we have trader A and trader B, and the neutral exchange, right? And that's going to be Kalshi. The platform is neutral. There's no stake in the outcome. You trade other parties, not the platform. The prices are set by supply and demand. You exit position at any time at the market price, and there's strict federal regulations and oversight. I mean, I guess there would have to be, right? Because there's a lot of things that they're borderline on, right? I think where I'm going to spend a lot of time is elections, and you're going to see why, because I have pretty comprehensive system that I've built called Oversight Crew that could really answer some of these questions. And this is like data that I'm going to be using to be able to answer these questions. And I guess that's why like I was waiting so long to be able to like get into this, because I guess number one, I thought it was a fad. I'm a late adopter, right? I'm not one of those early adopters. Hey, this is something that you should get on. No, I got onto Claude Code extremely. I'm not gonna say late. I was gonna say like mid, right? I wasn't one of the first ones to start using Claude Code because I was like, bro, who's paying $100 to use you? Then I started using it. It was like, oh, that's why, right? So I understand it. It wasn't until I seen prediction markets, not necessarily on Robinhood, like, okay, I guess this is time for me to just like step in. And again, I guess the reason I'm saying all this, like I want to give you background. I want to give you the impetus behind it, right? A little bit about me. I've been down my coding journey since about April of last year in 2025, and this is March 27th, 2026. So just a little under a year, right? And when I first started, I wanted to become an AI agent engineer. I keep doing that, right? An AI engineer, right? An individual that is able to be able to make and develop AI agents, right? To do different things, whether it's being able to help with the sales product, being able to create a tutor, right? Or being able to create different algo codes. And that's where like I'm at now, right? So when I first started, I was gung-ho. I learned Python. It took me like 4 or 5. I'm still learning Python, right? So this is an ongoing endeavor. I don't think you never stop learning Python. I think you just get more comfortable with it because there's always going to be updates. There's always going to be a little iterations here or there that makes it a little bit easier in order to code, right? So I'm still learning it, right? About a year, not a year, about like 11 months under my belt right now, being able to go through that. I feel like I'm just vamping right now, but nonetheless, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm still super new in this, right? So I say that to say is that if I can do this, anybody can, right? So let's just keep going on with the work. My fault. I mean, talk all that long, but whatever. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time with elections. I have the data for that. Congress, you bet yourself. The economics, again, I want to be using FMP. FMP, there's a lot of great information that we can pull in order to answer some of these questions here. Again, this is all going to be fact data driven. So that's why I'm like, all right, this is something I want to like see. This is something I want to like take advantage of and see if this will make sense to like actually see. So I saw it on Robinhood. I was like, all right, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to actually get in, right? Because like it's a little bit more established. When I first seen it, it was just more so everybody just trying to backdoor to bet on sports. And that's something I'm kind of against because I want to enjoy the event, right? Like when I feel like once you start betting on it, it takes a little bit the joy away from it, and I don't want that. If I want to have any release, like shit, I'll bet on like these other things. I don't care because that's that economics, right? It's just a matter of being able to see does it go for you or against you, and that's why I want to start with this paper trading idea that I'm going to do using Claude Code. So I feel like that was my little soliloquy. So let's just go ahead and jump into the code so we can see what we got. So I have cursor, and with inside cursor, we're going to be using Claude Code. But before we do that, because I was in the folder editing a couple of things, I want to make sure I don't open it and the keys are just like blah with your face. Because remember, you don't share API keys. All right, beautiful. All right, so we can just start that over. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to open the project. I'm going to go to All Right Now. All Right Now is where we're going to do our prediction market work. Go ahead and open that up. So I already have the keys that I need here, and these are the keys to Kalshi and Polymarket. Now, the reason I'm going to lean more towards Kalshi because I am stateside, and being stateside, there's certain limitations that I have to abide by, right? One of those marijuana. That's interesting. One of those things is like Polymarket used to work in the US. Now it doesn't. That's kind of interesting. There's still certain data that I'm going to get from it, so it's going to make sense for what we're doing. But again, most of the work is going to be like migrated over to Kalshi. So that's where I kind of spend most of the time there. Well, let's keep going. So let's understand the data that we have available to us. Now, remember I talked about Oversight Crew. Oversight Crew is idea that I had, that I wanted a way to be able to go over and understand anything that's going on in Congress, number one. And number two, to be able to like match it. Okay. Everybody talks about being able to get like congressional trades, right? So I wanted to match that to legislation and a couple of other different cool other projects that I was doing, right? So what this does, it allows us to be able to query anything that the 119th Congress is doing, and that's the Congress, the session that we're in right now. And I can go back to the 118th, 117th, so on and so forth. Right, we can we can query any executive orders, anything from any branch of government, right, from executive, from judicial to legislative. Legislative being Congress, judicial being any court, right, and executive being the White House, right. So we can, anything that's going on there, I can query just to be able to find out. All right, bet I'm interested. Let me find out what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? And then we can connect it to anything that they do financially. For example, so because of the Stock Act of, let me not lie to you, the Stock Act of 2012, fam. Stock Act 2012. So the Stock Act stop trading on congressional knowledge. So the Stock Act was signed by President Obama on April 4th, 2012, prohibiting congressional members and their staff and federal officials from using non-public information for a private profit. It officially affirms that the federal insider lobby applies to them and mandates disclosure of stock trades over $1,000 within 30 to 45 days. Now, this is kind of one of those, all right, it worked out for me, but all right, we kind of didn't get what we wanted, because there's a little lag here, so it's not necessarily real time. So the congressional members, they do have to disclose whenever they trade, and as to whether it being Nvidia, and I'm going to pull that up so you can actually see that, whether it being Nvidia, whether it being Apple. There's been a lot of interest, like in Palantir before it went up. So there's a couple, right, that we can pull and we'll be able to see, oh, okay, that's interesting. But again, one of the things that they kind of inherently kept for themselves, like, is just this little lag, right? So they have up to 45 days to disclose it, and if they don't, it's like a little slap on the wrist. Not necessarily slap on the wrist. I mean, there's rules. There's going to be repercussions for those rules that they don't break. But again, I would like it such that if it was real time. So the Stock Act allows us to be able to do that. So coming back to oversight, and don't worry, I'm going to tie this all back into prediction markets, but you got to understand the data, right? If you don't understand the data, what's the point? So the thing with oversight crew allows us to be able to go into any branch of government, anything with regards to politics, right? Government, politics, US, some global, but not that much, and answer these questions. So that's why, like, using this for Polymar is like, bruv, I have the perfect system for that, right? So we can go in and we can figure out, all right, bet how long the government shut down. Which party will win the U.S. House, right? So there's a couple that I'm going to do 2026 Senate election. So there's a couple that's here that we can answer, right? Just based off the data that we have. Will crypto, and what I want to do is just do live ones that we can trade live. Let's go to politics. Will DHS be funded again before April 1st? I'm going to say a big fat no. Just based on data, right? And we can just have data to support this. How long will the government shutdown last? This is kind of a partial shutdown. The government is not like all the way shut down. There's different parts of the government that is still up and running, but there's also like TSA, right? I don't know, for those that's been traveling, like, you know how long, and this is stateside, how long it's been just sitting in those lines, where I'm talking about hours on end. Fucking wild, fam. So there's a couple of things that we can like answer here just based off the data that we have. So that's why I'm kind of curious to do this, right? In addition to that, economics, right? So hold on, I know I'm jumping back around. So I have oversight crew. We also have the article system that we can pull articles based off whatever we want to search on. In addition to that, so this is a little breakdown for oversight crew, a breakdown of the articles. What we also have is the API keys, right? So I have all the Kalshi API keys. We have Thinkorswim for market data. I also am going to be using Tasty Trade. In addition to that, I have FMP for economic data, News API for any type of option news that we're going to need, right? So Tiango. So how much is this going to cost? I guess that's going to be one of the questions that is going to come up, and I'm going to say what I'm paying for right now is FMP, Thinkorswim. So I mean, it's under annually under the under 400 annually for this, and this is quite comprehensive data that we're going to use. And most of this is going to be free, like Tango, Fred, Tasty. As long as you have an account with them, it's free. Thinkorswim, same thing. So I think we're ready to go, right? So let me do this. I already have my key trails, being able to let them know what's in the keys. So what I want to do is go ahead and open up a Claude Code session. I'm not going to hold you until I learn how to directly open it. Y'all saw what I did there? Because that took me a while to get that. All right, so I'm using Claude Code in Cursor, and I'm on a Mac, right? So with the Mac, all I have to do is hit Command J, and it opens up the terminal. Now, we can use Claude Code in this terminal down here, but I'm not always keen on that. So what I like to do is just grab the terminal, and it's just, sometimes you got to open up another one because it just doesn't like to, so I'm going to hit this plus button here, open up another terminal, and then grab it, right click or left click it, right? And then drop it here, right? You see that plus button? Drop it there. Now we have my terminal here, right? It just makes it a little bit easier to use the session up here as opposed just to that terminal when I just keep opening up and down, pause, right? So 2 seconds. Let me go grab. I'm going to use the 4.5 model. So what we're going to do, I'm going to paste. Yes, thank you. Welcome. So I'm using the 4.5 model, and there's high effort with this 4.5 model, and this is the folder that I'm in, and we're ready to go. I don't understand this session. That bug has been there, but I'll figure that out on my own time. So what I want to do first is set the stage. You are a senior Python developer with expertise in data science. Now, let me just do that. What I want to do, let me go grab my plan real quick. My fault. Let me go grab my plan. Here it is. 2 seconds. All right, here's my plan. Don't worry, you're gonna come see it. We want to build the following, but need to flush out a few items prior to doing so and understanding a bit more the data we have and ensuring you properly get that's what I should have said, what prediction markets are and how to use these platforms and API providers we are going to need to build. Oh, you know what I forgot? Build this out. All right, question. Should I just make another table with this? I'm just going to use the local. Yeah, I'm thinking about database because I was thinking about shit. I should have just made another super base for this, but I'm Gucci here. We're Gucci. Before we build this out, read. To get the keys and data we have available before we undertake this venture. You know what I should have said? I should have kept this This little limit, because sometimes I'm not gonna hold you. Jit does get a little bit too much, yeah. All right, we're cooling, bruv. Here we go. Wait, fam. All right, excellent. I reviewed both files. Here's the situation. Current API status for the prediction markets. Kalshi not verified requires a cryptonic request signing. And then the builders, replayers, and Polymart keys not verified. The endpoint scope not declare an EVM based signing. And then key insight, paper trading simplified auth. For paper trading, we simply need to read only the market data, not live trading endpoints. This changes our approach. For Polymart, no public requests. Kalshi, okay. Test them and see what we get. All right, so right now we're running C curls. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds because I need to reiterate something. So we are streaming live on YouTube. Do not expose our keys or cause a security breach when running terminal commands. Also, make sure you explain what you're doing and why. Do not assume anything. Let's proceed with the expiration of Polymart first. Get what is going on there. If needed, review. You know what? Because I found out. All right, let me, because I still need the docs. So I want to do. I already have Polymart kind of up. I'm not gonna hold you. So I need to do. I'm on Polymart right now. I just need to go grab the API docs. So okay. Give me a second because I don't know what it's going to I forgot what it's going to show. Hold on. Beautiful. So I can show you that because it ain't showing nothing really. All right. Beautiful. So I'm on Polymart. What I want to do, hit this downward arrow, click on API. I'm just going to pull up the API page. Great thing here. I love when APIs documents are modern and you can just click on this copy page. And then I'm going to come back here and cursor, aka Claude Code, go ahead and paste this gang. And then let's proceed with this. Keep your responses under 228 total tokens per output message during the sprint. And as best as possible, use skills and cite when it is used. Go on with the win. All right, since I'm going to be like, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to get a little bit of the vibes going. Y'all let me know if you digging it. My fault. I ain't trying to. All right, let me let that just slide. A little bit of the vibes going, yeah. All right, so what's going on right now? I just told Claude Code, it's my fault. I just reiterated to Claude Code, don't fold, don't share my API keys. So what is going on right now is what we need to do is just verify. So I need to figure out what glop mean. I just been saying that for a minute, fam. But we need to figure out what that shit means. And then what we're doing is the Gamma API. What does that mean? And how does that differentiate? So Gamma API, market, events, and search. Data API is going to be position, trades, and leaderboards. And then glop public is going to be the order books, prices, and spreads. And then we have glop trading is going to be not needed for paper trading. So let's go ahead and test this. What I want to do, let's have you do that. So you guapita fam, understood. Events, container, related markets, yes or no, binary questions, tokens worth $1 if the outcome happens, no if it doesn't happen, probability is a 65% chance. Now let me get the pricing order books mechanism. Okay. Let me know if that's like a that's kind of distracting for me. That's distracting for me. Let me just drop that down. Drop that down a bit, yeah. All right. So what's going on right now is, and I'm not making my fault. Sometimes. All right, the exact schema, Polymart, key fields. This is what's going on. Bitboy can, okay. Outcome achieved. Now let me get the, you gotta explain glop, bruv. That's one of those things I haven't seen yet, bruv. All right, glop response. Yes, very liquid. Okay, Polymart summary is ready for paper trading. None, glop none. Key insight filter by liquidity. Go to 10,000 to avoid illiquid markets. Let me explore Kalshi. Okay. Before, can you explain glop and what that means in this context? Then let's double check before we go on. Oh, central limit order book. So traditional prediction markets use AAMs, automated market makers, a pool-based system where prices adjust automatically based on the buy sells, like Uniswap. A glop is a central limit order book. A glop is a rule exchange, how the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ works. So bid, the buyers are waiting for a specific price. Ask, the sellers are waiting for a specific price. Matching is when the bid is greater than or equal to the ask. That's when the trade executes. The order book is the queue of all waiting orders. Example from the market is bids from wanting yes. The buyers wanting yes, and that's going to be the bids. Ask is the sellers wanting yes, right? If you place a market buy for yes, you pay the lower ask. But if you place a market sell for yes, you get the highest bid. Why this matters for paper trading: we simulate executions and bid and ask, not midpoint. Spread equals the slippage clause, and that's what you think. So what is slippage, right? This kind of almost correlates to what I'm doing for algo trading for options, right? So slippage is being able to understand the difference between what you thought it was going to fill at and what it actually fills at, right? The difference between that is going to be the slippage. Liquidity depth is how much can we trade without moving prices. So same thing for options. Does this clarify it? All right, yes, it does. All right, Guapiter. So that's Gucci. Now we're on Kalshi. What I need to do now is go ahead and click on quick start. Let's see if there, see, you see how that copy button is not here, Bram. Get authenticated. What I want to do. All right, let's just go ahead and, now we got to do it this way. I just got to copy everything. Come on, Kalshi, get right, bruv. All right, now coming back here. All right, bet. Now here is Kalshi. Kalshi. Let's do the same type of exploration and explanation along the way as well. Don't assume. Explain everything If possible, use analogies as well. Big bruv. Get them. All right, analogy, different platform. Think of it like a Netflix category. A series is going to be a television show. Okay. Event is a season, and a market is an episode. Polymart is flatter, just events containing market data. Kalshi has extra fields like series layer for reoccurring predictions. All right, Guapita. This is that's a complex parlay. So we got parlays here now too. A multi-leg bet. Let me get simpler. Market data. Gucci. Will NYC temperature be greater than 47 degrees temperature on March 28th? Ticker market for yes, for no. This is a reciprocal relationship. Why only bids? Analogy, imagine a coin flip. I'll pay 60 cents for heads of $1 and the same response for tails for $1. Yes bids and then no bids. Kalshi only shows bids because the yes ask at 0.3 and no bid is 97. That's mathematically equivalent. Now let me get the order book depth. Well, this is kind of cool. I'm not going to hold you. I thought this was going to be a little bit more to it. All right. Translation, market thinks 97% chance that the temperature won't exceed 47 degrees Fahrenheit. And you see how like simple these are, fam. All right, event structure. So we have events, markets, series, events, markets, order books, prices, auth for data, none, token ID, and then base. Okay. Now ready to build. Both APIs public, no auth for public data. Data schemes can normalize to a unified format. Order book mechanics. Okay, should I proceed with brainstorming skills to design the actual paper trading architecture? Before, so we can ensure we are setting a proper precedent, right? With these contracts, what is the typical data needed in order to answer these questions with an high probability of confidence, using high probability of confidence based on what you know from both platforms? Now, if you need to explore more to answer this question, proceed, then advise accordingly so we can properly map this out. All right, so we're getting there. My fault. I was not trying to cough in your ear. Then I ended up coughing in your ear. That's kind of crazy. All right. Polymart doesn't expose their structure categories via API. Let me focus on Kalshi, clear taxonomy, and then map it out better. That's fine because I'm going to be using Kalshi a little bit more. Economic data, I already have it. Climate, weather, I need to get a weather API key. That's fine, I can get that. Financials, we already have a few. Crypto, I'm kind of okay, on to that soon. Sports API, I can get that, not worried about that. Politician, already have politician and election data, need polling data. I'm pretty sure I have that in oversight, but if I don't, we'll build that out. Entertainment API, I currently already have that. Companies already have FMP. Okay. So what we need is the following. Where's this fucking weather one? All right, hold on. Y'all look over here for a second. Just look at the market. Come look at what the market's doing. Market's been going crazy. The fact that VIX is at 30 is kind of crazy. And this is going to be, I'm going to go into the more on why this is crazy on my little drop that I do tomorrow for my weekly breakdown of the market. But VIX has been sitting above 30 this entire freaking day. I mean, I'm not going to hold you. It's been testing little supports of like 29, 29.50, 29.80, right? But it just rocket past it and being able to test new resistance levels. So it's been kind of annoying being able to trade with these high VIX levels, because the thing about VIX and SPY has a inverse relationship, right? You see SPY has been on a downward turn, bruv, this entire day. This is just today, fam. I mean, there's been pockets where we could have like profited, like this little slump right here. My bots were able to find that, so we made nice little cheese there. This little slump right here. So there's a couple of climbs that we were able to find. But overall, today's market has just been kind of crazy. But again, more on this in a bit. What I need y'all to do is just like stand right here. Okay, bruv. Thank you. All right, bet. So y'all can just look at the market for a little bit. I need to go get the keys that we need. I got the keys. Give me 2 seconds. Because remember, we don't share keys. We don't share keys. Now I gotta like use my brain to figure out where I put some of this stuff. Okay. I know there gotta be something here. How did I get the what? Y'all just give me 2 seconds. Oh, Python weather. Yes. Okay, so Python weather could get the weather. Let me just write a list. All right, Python weather for weather. What else? My fault. Go back to the markets. I'm just trying to answer these questions real quick. So like what time we get to actually doing this. I thought I already did this, so my fault. Sports. I kind of already have a way to get through that. So that's not a problem. And I don't think I'm going to be doing it too much. Let me do the entertainment. Yep, you will be here. Yo, how we doing? It's going. I'm not going to hold you. There's a couple of things that I'm still getting together right now. But if you just caught me at a great time. It is still going. I'm still developing the APIs that we need in order to build this out. So we are still new in this. So Joe, welcome aboard. I appreciate you for stopping by. Let me know if you do have any questions while we do go through this. So what you're looking at is the S&P 500 while I'm just getting a few things in order. Just 2 seconds. All right, I kind of needed to, this is what I kind of needed to build this list out. So I already have a way we're going to get the API data, and this is for prediction markets, right? I'm going to be focusing on Kalshi, not Polymart as much, because Polymart, I can't use it stateside. So I got to use Kalshi. So like, all right, bet. For economic data, I have Fred, and the ones that are paid, the only thing that is paid for here on this list is FMP. Everything else is it's free, right? So the cost is not going to be exorbitant. I'm not going to do sure thing. Glad to be here. I'm also a fellow builder, and I saw your channel pop up on my feed, so I thought I'll stop by and say hi. Yo, I appreciate you. So if there's anything that you can provide me, any insight, any feedback, like I'm open to it. I've been doing this for about less than a year. I started April of last year. I appreciate you for stopping by, number one, and thank you for letting me know how you found us. And two, hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. My freaking drink decided to spill while I was talking, so just give me a second. All right, I appreciate you. I got no ideas exactly what it is. I am interested in Polymart and Kalshi bots though, so I'll stick around and watch. Then I'll give you a sub. I appreciate you. I'm sorry about that. All these systems and algorithms run on NASDAQ features, so Kalshi and Polymart all new to me. Same. So what, I'm not going to hold you. Like, this is still something that's a little foreign to me, no pun intended, maybe. So it is going to be a process for me, like being able to go through this and actually understand like what's going on as far as the contracts is concerned and the underlying features for Polymart and Kalshi. But the underlying contracts, like, I get the data, I understand politics, I understand financials, I understand. The only thing I'm not going to dip my toe in is sports, because I still want to make sports fun. Like, I'm not gonna do sports betting. Like, little simple stuff I'll do, but I won't do too much on sports betting. I want to live on politics. I'm going to live on economics and financials. This climate, weather, probably not. Crypto, maybe. And then companies, I'm going to live here too, because we have the data to answer these questions. So what I was supposed to do, okay, I already added it. So I already added the API key for entertainment. I'm going to be using AMD, not AMD. What is that place? IDM. Hold on. IMDB. This place. I'm going to be using. Wait, hold on. There's another Harry Potter? Are you serious? I was today years old when I figured out there's another one?
I'll take it.
All right, fam. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? This is nothing special. Harry Potter is at least on the 11th birthday. Did y'all know there's another Harry Potter coming out? All right, I'm sorry. Let me get back. So I'm going to be using IMDb for entertainment via their API key. So I just added that. And for weather, I'm going to be using Python weather. The only thing that I kind of need to build out here maybe is for polling data, but I kind of already have that squared away for another system that I've already built here. So primarily I'm going to be using Python. I did not know that at all. Did not know what? Oh, for Harry Potter? Same, fam. Like, I was today years old when I found that out. I was like, that's crazy. Y'all dropping another Harry Potter. Like, nobody wanted to tell nobody? All right, let me get back to this. So we added keys for entertainment in the .m file, and also for weather. Can we just use Python weather for this? Let's start with running the C-curl terminal commands for entertainment, then advise via weather. Oh, I'm not. Damn. I just figured I'm going to need another conda environment for this. Yeah, I'm going to need make another conda environment. So y'all get to see that part of the process too. Okay. Oh, TMDB. The same thing like IMDb, I guess. Are you using Python 3? There we go. And also, I'm going to be bringing in some RSS libraries. Another thing to be able to answer questions. Okay, popularity score, ratings. Oh, man. All right. Resource. Okay. I need box office data. So let's figure out. I thought I had. Okay. Let's make sure that we can get the box office data from where we have it. If not, where can we supplement this from? Let's make sure we are properly using the right request parameters and output format to receive the data. Are you more on the risk averse side or more on the risk taker side when it comes to your position weighing? I think it's a little bit of both. You got to risk it to get the biscuit, right? But you also have to make sure that you're not blowing up your account every time you take a trade. So all of our, I guess, the positions that I'm going to take is all going to be fact-based. Fact-based, right? So that's why I'm making sure that all the data sources that we have, number one, it comes from somewhere that I can cite and somewhere that my bots can use consistently. That's the first thing. Oh, OMDB. I thought I already had OMDB here. Give me a second. So it's going to be a little bit of both, Joe. I'm not going to hold you. So yes, there's going to be some YOLO positions, but those YOLO positions going to be fact-based, right? So if you want to bet that the Fed is going to cut rates, why are you going to bet that? Okay, let me check. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get this OMDB API key real quick. Wait, what? 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't need it that much. 2 seconds. I thought I had this, but I need to go get OMDB real quick. Research. What about you when you set up your algos? How do you set that up? And do you primarily use Python, or what language of choice do you use, Joe? That's it. All right, give me 2 seconds because this just got weird. I didn't think it was gonna be that short. What do I need? I need you. Go back to Vix. All right, 2 seconds. Now I need to add keys again. Hold on. C Sharp, Python, or Rust. I used to use Rust a lot when I used to market make on crypto, either like BTC or Solana. So I used to use Rust a lot, but I found out that Python does a phenomenal job as well. So I don't want to overcomplicate it. And C Sharp, kudos to you because I am still learning C. And every now and then I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go take a module or two. But it just doesn't work out for me right now. So I'm just going to stick to my little Python. Because it gets the job done. How long have you been doing this, Joe? 2 seconds. Uh, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. All right, Gucci. I hope you work now. Okay. We can come back here. We just added keys to .env read. Then let's test OMDB. 2 decades. That's what's up. That is really. I mean, like I said, I really do appreciate you. Do you use Cursor, Visual? You must have got started with like Visual Studio. Not necessarily Visual Studios. What came before Visual Studios? I wouldn't know. Do you use Cursor or Visual Studios? All right, OMDB, give us the information we need. Now let me test a little bit more films. OMDB was free to sign up for. The only limit with OMDB is that there's 1,000 requests a day, but I'm not going to be asking that much a day, specifically with this one. So OMDB gives us what we need. All right, Gap is the sports, and then politics and polling. Hold on. Read, then go. All right, you know what? Let me just go find what I need real quick. Two seconds. I know I should have had all of this prepared, but it's a marathon, bruv. All right. Read and also review. Let's gauge for politics and polling. I'm a bit of old-fashioned, so I like the terminal. Oh no, the terminal-based coding, bruv. I hear you on that, and I wish I learned that way. But yeah, I'm a bit of old-fashioned, so I like the terminal. I do what I like for messaging with an IDO, whether I'm either on anti-gravity. Oh, anti-gravity, Windsurf, or visual code. Why don't you like Cursor? Have you not tried Cursor yet? And I've tried using anti-gravity. Okay. What's missing is real-time polling data. I'm pretty sure we can get that. I'm pretty sure we can be able to get that. No, I really do applaud you for being able to stay committed to your way of being able to kick out some software. One thing that I feel like I've been a little bit lazy on is just being a bit too reliant on AI to write the actual code for me. So I want to get a little bit more into the hold on. For manual polling, we have manual tracking. Polymart itself uses prices as polls. What's missing is approval ratings, election forecasts, or generic. Okay. Do I need for what is missing regarding politics / polling? Should we just resolve this now prior to going forward, or is what we have sufficient? No, I haven't tried Cursor yet. No particular reason. I just not overgotten. Yeah, Cursor. I started with VS, Visual Studios, and Cursor is built on top of Visual Studios. Approval rating we can skip for now. Election forecast is common. One real gap is sports. Well, sports I can kind of like, again, I'm not too much. Skip for now. Election forecast common, but uses the market prices as the signal. What we could proceed without polling. Most political. Okay. So I already have most of that with oversight. So one of the real gap is okay. For sports, I kind of don't want to do too much, right? Like I just want to be, because number one, I'm not into sports betting that much, right? I just want to make sure that the information is there, but I don't think I'm going to delve too much into it. So I'll leave that as a gap for right now. And circle back to it maybe. But sports is 20% of the market. So do I leave the 20% of the market and go get the other 80? Right? Is that prudent on my part? Should I just go get this? Okay. Let me show you how I'm gonna get the sports. First things first. What is the depth that we need for sports? Some context here. I am not a huge fan of sports betting. Want to enjoy the game, but it wouldn't be prudent for us to miss 20% of the market. With that being said, what is the depth of information / data we are going to need for this feature? I'm curious if that's fact or if that's like an opinion. If sports makes up 20% of the market, 'cause that's a huge little chunk. Okay, it's all right. Recommendation: odds API free tier covered, schedule, odds, scores, 30-minute setup, skip sports MVP, add later, focus on the markets that you have edge on. Kalshi setups are simpler than traditional sportsbook. Game winner, points, player props, and season outcomes. 3 depths is going to be schedule, scores, and standings, consensus odds, and then deep. Minimum viable for paper trading. What we actually need is the medium depth is consensus and odds. Okay, one API could do all 3. ESPN Sports Trader, or really ESPN could do that, huh? I don't know if I want to try the odds yet. Let me see something. And my fault. I really do appreciate y'all's patience. Sports Trader API. Okay, this is the one where they expect you to pay a fucking arm and a leg. Let me see this. Interesting. Let me try. I'm pretty certain I already have it though. Give me a second. All right, 2 seconds. I just need to check one more API, then like we can actually really get into this work. I appreciate y'all's patience. I just want to make sure we have the data we need for this, right? Once I make sure we have the data we need for this, like this can go a lot quicker, fam. Oh. Two seconds, bruv. Almost there. Okay. So free is 500 a month. Okay. What I need you over here. Look at the market real quick. All right, and now come back over here. We have added odds API key. I'm going to, even though I know it's 500, I'm going to tell them it's 300. It's 300 monthly calls. Let's test to make sure we get structure and how we can use for what is needed. All right, bet. So we have that bit going now. Yep, bruv. Now we're testing odds. So that could be perfect. All right. Now let me check the scores endpoint. So I think we covered all of the axes that we need for the sports. All right, beautiful. Now we have everything. All right, we have economics covered with Fred. You know, economics should really be FMP, not just Fred. One thing I forgot. Let me just bring in FMP real quick too. Treasury API, economics, and then go to market risk premium. FMP should be used for economics as well. See, run a few terminal commands, then terminal command C curls, then advise findings before we continue. There's a couple that we can add for them. Not gonna hold you, bruv. And I don't know if I'm gonna add an LLM or like a ChatGPT or a Sonnet to this yet. I think I want to keep this completely deterministic, being able to use just straight Python. Because we already have the data that we need. Now we just need to make sure that we route it accordingly, right? So, all right, beautiful. All right, just want to make sure we're good. We have odds, we have politics. Fred is back up. Okay, financials. Now this crypto thing. How deep in crypto do I need, bro? Because like if you really need something, I could go get you something that's a little bit better than 12 in FMP. For crypto, How in depth should the data be based on what is in the market right now? Advise so we can assess and make sure we are covered. Beautiful. And this is like I'm taking the long way there. I'm not going to hold you because I want to make sure that like this is comprehensive, right? Like I'm not shortcutting anything. I'm making sure that we can cover all of our bases as far as the information that we're going to need, right? Okay, Kashi has over 200 plus. No, see, I don't want to use, because I have something else that can be a little bit better. What's that shit? Hold on. Coin Gecko that I can bring in. Hold on. Now I need to do one more thing. Give me 1 second. But if FMP can handle this? No, let me do what I'm going to do. 2 seconds. I got something that can actually slide and do a little bit better. You know, I'm just going to keep it simple. I don't even need to make it all that much. I'm just going to bring CoinGecko or Mobula. 2 seconds. All right, let's come back here. Great. Let's test CoinGecko and Mobula. We added keys to .m file. Should be more appropriate for crypto. At least this I'm not doing for like meme coins. This is, I think, more so for stable coins. So this should be right up the alley of what we're going to need, yeah? Like Diagon Alley. I'm still tripping off that new Harry Potter movie, bro. Like, why ain't nobody tell me that? Let me test the historical depth and min max. I don't know how far back. Okay, we can go back 30 days. That should be enough. I think mobile, we can go back a little bit more. Fully covered. All right, beautiful. We're Gucci, man. Verified oversight. I said 300. You already got 500 per key. I told you that. So the only thing that I'm paying for based off these keys, only thing that I'm paying for is FMP. Everything else is free. This is just local cost here. That's something I built. Everything else is free. All right, beautiful. All right. Great. Now let's discuss the architect of this. Now that we know the data we have available to us, I would definitely implore, my fault to get back to you a little bit late, Joe. Being able to use cursor. I mean, it slides. I just use, see, I don't use cursor as AI as much. I use Claude Code. Because for me, it gets the job done. So I just, cursor is just a shell, but the shell looks nice. There's nothing in here, fam. Nothing. All right, so what's the primary mode of operations? Live paper trading, run continuously, monitor markets in real time, simulate trades as conditions are met, backtesting engine, replay historical data to test strategies before they go live, or both. Backtest first. How can you backtest Polymart? That's interesting. How can you backtest prediction markets? Would this make more sense to focus on paper trading? Don't capitulate. Defend your position. So I'm definitely called. Yeah, boy. I am not gonna. Oh, so I guess it is an IDL. So I guess I just didn't take it that you can use it in anti-gravity, because I definitely just love using it in cursor, because to me it looks aesthetically better. Backtesting prediction market is fundamentally flawed because hindsight contamination. You already know that Trump won or that BTC hit 100K. The models can't unknow that any backtest is tainted. A unique event doesn't repeat. Will Biden pardon Hunter happened once. No historical data to replay. The edge is the prediction itself. In stocks, you backtest trading signals, momentum, mean reversion. I get that. I can backtest anything all day. That's what I know. Right? In prediction markets, the edge is knowing the outcome probability better than the market. You can't backtest without leaking future information. Survivorship bias, historical data only shows that the markets existed. You don't see the markets that were never created. What backtest can do is text execution strategies on read. No, I'm not doing that. For paper trading is the real. Make predictions and incomplete it. Okay. Is a real test. Make predictions with incomplete information. See if your model beats the market over time. No hindsight. So we're creating a little baby algo here. So for live paper trading, how do you run your system? A CLI script. This is definitely going to be terminal based. Oh snap! You know what? I got a bot that I got to run. My fault. So y'all going to see a bot. An algo bot that I have to run. I kind of forgot about. Give me 2 seconds. It's like 2 o'clock. It was supposed to be running since 1. My fault. So y'all can see that too. How I run my algo bots. Let me make sure it's not leaking anything. 2 seconds. Yeah, but I would have been pissed. Midas, where you at? So y'all can see these are all of my bots that I have. I have 27. And some of them run just on different times throughout the day, and I have this afternoon bot that I need to validate. All right, here we go. And I run all of my bots via terminal, just to keep it super simple. I just paste it here, and then my bot go. Boom. Now it's paper. Now it's trading. This bot trades SPY. SPY is the S&P 500. This bot trade, just to make sure I don't tell you I did wrong. Momentum breakout. So whenever there is a trade that comes up, I'll see a sound and I'll let y'all know. But this is another option algo bot that I created, I think here with y'all on another stream. But now I just need to validate it just to make sure that it works. So I already went through, shit, I don't have it. I closed it. A process with being able to create it. Now I kind of want to do this for prediction markets and to see if it works. So I'm just going to let that run. So we normally run our bots via terminal. A Python script that runs continuously until we stop it. But for this, how can we model it? If you want context of how we build our option algo bots, read. Where you at? Here go my bot builder guide. Then advice. Yes, this is going to be a bit different. because prediction markets, but nonetheless advise how we can do it. Oh, let me ask you this, Joe, since you are a Claude Power user, how do you get when it comes to this usage, right? And being able to manage usage for every 5 hours. How do you manage that? And how do you make sure that you don't like tap into or go over your little 5 hour bucket? Because I've been noticing that a little bit more. I've been running into these limits, but I have to switch models from, all right, I go from Sonnet to Opus. Right now I'm using Opus and being able to figure that out. But how do you manage that? Okay, excellent. Your pattern is clean. Here's how it maps for prediction markets. Signal. Okay. Next, for edge detection, your signal, what's your starting approach? Buy yes when the price is less than 30. My data says it's greater than 50% likely. Model based, use your data API to build probability estimates and compare to the market. Or arbitrage. Model based, we have spent some time being able to curate / aggregate this data. Let's put it to use here. Good. You have the data infrastructure. Now it's all about tuning the data into probability estimates. The next question, how should the probability estimates work across the different market categories? A unified model, one prediction framework that handles all the categories. Category specialist, a separate estimator per category. Hybrid, use category specialist for estimates and a unified framework for edge calculation and position sizing. We are considering the hybrid. Why is that the better choice here rather than the other two? Or is there one that you haven't mentioned yet? I plan ahead of my time and maximize my 5 hour session. I use CSS Claude Code Switcher to switch between multiple accounts. That's smart. I run them on task schedules so they have a 5 hour window and it's always rolling whether I'm on the computer or not. That's smart. I'll definitely take that. For I J code Munch and then JDoc Munch for token optimization along with JMGR. I appreciate this. Now you lacing me up right now. This is definitely ways to be able to maximize your windows. I use Opus as an orchestrator, Sonnet as the coder, Opus as the reviewer and connector. That makes sense because what I've been doing is like doing this. I've never run out of optimization windows or tokens. Okay, this makes sense because what I've been doing is I've been doing it kind of inverse. Like I'll use Sonnet as the orchestrator, Opus as the coder. But what you're doing right here makes a little bit more sense because Opus does have it is smarter, quote unquote, right? But I guess using it how you're painting it out here definitely can assist me with being able to make sure like I'm not tapping into limits. Because what I'm noticing is that my limits reset every Friday. By Sunday, I'm like 70%. I'm like, bro, what am I doing wrong? So being able to go through these steps here, I think this will be perfect and helping me out being able to manage my session. So I appreciate you for this. Okay. Prediction markets predict. Okay. Using the completely different signals, all right, crypto, price movement, unified model. I won't let me post a link, but look up JDoc and Mock. You'll thank me later. JDoc, you said JDoc Munich. This right here? This is what you're talking about? MCP server that indexes your code base once and lets your AI retrieves function, classes, and constants, not the entire file. Stop wasting. Start munching on code. That's funny. I appreciate you. All right. I appreciate you. Let's just go down to the basis. Oh, this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. I appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna get laced with this as soon as I'm done here. Let's get back to our work. Thank you for that. Why not pure specialist? Okay. Why hybrid wins? Here's going to be the model. Superb work by him. All right, I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna get laced with that. I appreciate you. It's free, by the way. Yeah, I'm trying to find that. Is it just an extension that you add? Okay. I'll figure this out and I'll go through this and being able to make sure that I understand how to do it. Yeah, no, this right here. The paid is only for commercial. Oh, I got you. All right, I appreciate you. Yeah, you just laced me with that. Free for normal developers, all right, that's me. I'm a normal developer. Okay, crypto estimator, weather, politics. Beautiful. We're going to build these out. Then we're going to have the market ID, my probability, confidence. Layer 2 is going to be the unified trading engine, reusable, edge, position sizer, risk management, paper executor, position track. Each specialist only answers given the market question and my data. What's the P? Yes. Probability of yes. The unified handler answers the edge, the sizing, the risk, execution, tracking, code written once, tested once. Okay. This mirrors your option bot. Okay. Yes. All right. This works. If good, proceed to create the plan for design, then let's jump into coding this out. Matter of fact, I just want to save this to make sure I am duly laced. This is great information, bruv. I got to figure out why. Were you an early adopter, Joe, when it came to being able to use Claude Code? My recommendation, yeah, modular, bruv. Totally modular. Yes. Let's do it modular. But again, don't over engineer this or do the most when creating this project. Don't do the most, bruv. My fault. That's for me. All right, here we go. So estimators, all estimators in one file. Start simple. Are you sure? Start with estimators in one file, split later if grows unwildly. Engine, paper, position, and then trading loop, JSON, predbot. Yes, I was a very early adopter, top 1% last year. Oh no, I started Claude Code. No, because I was super late. I just used to use Cursor, bruv. When I was an early adopter for Cursor. Like I used to use Cursor's AI like crazy. Matter of fact, I'll tell you how long I've been using Cursor. There used to be a fast and slow lane, right? And I used to, like, you don't have to pay for, you just pay for the fast lane, but the slow lane, you can use whatever models you want. But shit, to generate one line of code, you could sit there waiting for like 30 minutes, get the prompt up, and then it could just go. Like I miss those days. Right now it's just a little bit more complex. I mean, yeah, it's cool and all, but you're not going to get as much from it. So that's when I just moved over. When I started spending like 50, 60, $70, I was like, bro, I just need to go to Cloud Code already. So yeah, no, I want to see my stats this year because I've been going hamsterville. Okay. Yes, but are you sure that and Matt, what's your J-Dog Munch? What you just showed me here, I think I could do a little bit more. Are you sure that the estimators can go in one file rather than separate for what they're doing to ensure we are following OOP, solid, dry, and SRP best practices when doing this? All right, so give me your feedback so far. Is there anything you're seeing that I can do a little bit better? Either from prompting, being able, like right now, I think I'm just going to use Opus throughout the entire, but I think I may just switch and have Sonic code this, and Opus is planning this right now. I'm pretty sure this is Opus 4.5. Damn, I can't see no more. It is 4.5 though. You're right. Each estimator has a single responsibility: estimating probability for its domain. Mixing crypto logic with weather logic in one file violates SRP. So estimators, we're going to have them here. Single ABC. Okay, crypto. Beautiful. Do I need this base file though? Engine base is minimal. Does the estimator handle this market data? Also another level up. Yeah, please lace me, bruv. All right. This works. Also, want to make sure that we are keeping up with the limits for those APIs that have monthly limits and ensure we don't go over. Another up, retrieval is a lot faster and a lot more token efficient with abstraction rather than raw Claude code memory. That coupled with JDoc and JDoc Munch and abstraction. I hope I'm saying it right. Obsidian, the current best stack out there. Okay. I remember when people were saying that, oh, remember, shit, what was that called? Memory bank files. You want to use memory bank files. What else? Memory bank files and tax manager. That's when I first started. Like I used to use that stack. But then I found out, I was like, bro, I'm just eating away at my damn input. But I'm going to use what you just told me here. Have you ever used Taskmaster or memory bank files? Good call. Demo medium, 1,000 a day. Generous, simple cracker. All right, beautiful. Persistent JSON. All right. Now, lastly, we want to be able to track performance and have a trading journal, if you would, regarding this work. See, I do have a version that you can actually review and see. Where you at? 2 seconds, Brody. Shit, what am I looking for? Oh, trading journal. I'm looking for the trading journal. I have this. and how we can create something like this for here so we can actually keep up with picks and how Algo performs. Yes, I used that when it first came out. That got phased out real quick. It was not at all, bro. Oh my goodness, people were so clamming up on it. Oh, I found the best deck out there. That's when I realized quickly, stay off of Reddit, stay off of Substack, stay off of places like that when you're first starting out. But you got to be able to separate the what did it say? Separate the trees from the forest. Once you understand how to separate the trees from the forest, when it comes to the information that you get from there, it's like, all right, you go operator. All right, your trading journal performance. Okay, breaks down dimensions for prediction markets. Okay, we need exit position. Okay, ban. All right, beautiful. The journal. I love it. All right. This covers it all. Let's proceed to write the plan, then implement it. This is only like the few times that I let you write plans, because I usually just skip this part. Because I find out, it's like, bro, we can do a whole lot better. But nonetheless, man, this is getting super exciting. We're getting closer to the actual development of this. We have flushed at this point in time. We have flushed out all of our data, so we know where our data is coming from and how it's being used. We have made a system for our prediction markets, right? And we understand that we are going to be focusing more so on Kalshi, because number one, that's the only one I can use stateside right now. I'm still going to be using Polymart, but not as much, right? So we have our design. Let me go look at the plan real quick. A Python-based paper trading engine for prediction markets, Polymart and Kalshi, that fetches live market data from both platforms, uses the category-specific estimators to calculate the probability of yes, compares the estimates to the market prices to find the edge, simulate the trades with realistic execution with bid-ask spread, and then track the position until resolution, log performance with detailed breakdown. So this is how it's going to look. You know what I didn't talk about was the DB, the database. That's one thing that I kind of need to. I'm gonna get that. Don't worry. That's one thing I kind of need to bring it down. No GitHub. No GitHub. No GitHub. There is no GitHub. No need for that. Now, one thing we did forget to discuss is persisting the trades. Now we have the following. Run using which one? That's what I'm saying. I need another conda environment for this. Or maybe not. And Python, not Python 3. Then advise, should we just make a table for prediction in here, or create a whole new one? Thoughts? Yeah, because I need to make sure that the database is squared away, fam. All right, Gucci. New table in the existing already configured single connection and unified analytics mix. Okay. Add to the existing reason Superbase is already configured in your dot. All right, beautiful. I'm just going to go run this real quick. Prediction table. Let me go run this in the SQL code. This is just SQL code that I need to go run in Supabase. So give me 2 shakes of a second. Damn, y'all are seeing everything right now. Y'all really getting laced. Beautiful. All right, we ran it and was fine. One thing you need to do. Is get these super base keys from here and add to our local.inf file, then check to make sure the DB is ready to go for what we need it to do, and table is good. Like we said previously, we ran it and was successful via SQL code editor and supabase.com. Appreciate that. That will be good. So we just keep them in one place. I have per prediction market in one place. Then we'll have a little stock option plays in another. Do you use Python? Okay. All right, come on, bro. Use the right one. Get right. Get right, bro. Concatenation error on 137. Let me fix it. Oh, hold on. That's crazy. I'm glad I just switched the page there, because I would have had some major security issues. All right, we're Guapiter. You come back here. We're Gucci now. Wait, no, hold on, bitch. You already don't write the plan to write the plan. We already have. That's one thing I kind of hate about Claude Code. Like, you're writing a plan to write another plan. No. We already have the design. We don't need to write another plan. Let's jump into implementation. Go ahead. First update. Then let's get into our work. All right, we are at the part where we're going to start coding now. We already have our data sources. We know where, let me just jump that there. We know where they're going to come from. And now what we're going to do is we're updating data files so I can make sure I have a proper audit trail. So there's no questions like, okay, what is this data source doing again? What is it providing to our system? So that can be clean and ready to go. Oh, matter of fact, let me check. This bot has not taken a trade. And this is my option algo bot that I'm running live right now. There's a put signal, but you're seeing here that if it can't afford it, it just skips it, right? So we don't force positions. So it is finding some signals, but it just 276 signals since I've been talking. since I've launched this so far, or scans, excuse me, and it just hasn't found any positions yet. But once it does find a position, I'll let y'all know. But VIX right now, the fact that VIX is just hugging 30 is just quite preposterous to me. It's just, again, the video that I'm going to make tomorrow is just going to break this down a little bit more. But nonetheless, let's just stay focused on what we're doing. So I'm updating the docs with the new information that we have so we can stay up to date with that. Then once we have that, then we can actually move on with our work. Now let me create the project structure. Let's get it. Beautiful. All right, so now we're actually writing the code. So what's going to happen, I'm going to say by right here, this is when we're going to compact, right? So y'all just be patient with me while we go through this. The configs, let's make sure. Beautiful. You know what I should have added to was the sector performance, but I'll get to that later. So we're actually writing this out. I would say give it another 15-20 minutes or so, and we should actually have this done. And I'm taking into account that we're going to need to we're going to compact, right? So just take that into account. Bam. I love when these systems just work out for us, man. It's just a chef's kiss, fam. All right, while these are running, I'm gonna go grab some agua. I'll be right back. Look at that. We actually did a little bit more than I thought. I thought I was going to compact before the estimators. But we're practically almost there. So y'all can see that this is actually sliding and working, bruv. What I'm gonna do Grab dot. Boom. And I should be able to pull one of these and be like, oh, interesting. The config file, huh? There's no module name. Headbot. I was looking at it right there. Bump pad. Okay. Base estimator. Oh, it needs to be relative? Because it needs to be relative? And it's absolute right now and it's having a problem. Alright, let me let you go. That will be great. All right, beautiful. That was a fast look. No, it really wasn't fast. I'm being facetious. We've compacted. Now we're going to finish up the remaining of the estimators that we need. And then once that's done, we're going to make sure that this works. And then consistently, I'm going to be running this bot here with paper trading and giving y'all live updates, right? Whether those updates is like a little live stream, a VOD, or even a short that I'm going to make, short for a reel. I bet. All right, well, you should be done. I think you got like 2 more. The only thing I just want to make sure is the politics one is we do that correctly. Entertainment. Wait, let me see where I'm at right now. I just want to make sure. Oh, I'm at 17%. Bet. Oh, because you know why? And I kind of like this whole little promo that they've been doing. Right now for okay, that's what I want to. Okay, politics. Ooh, I need to make sure. I think we got some problem here. Estimate legislation passage. Test estimator. We got some problem there. I see that it's not using the cond environment that I gave it. Now creating the main engine loop. A trading market ID platform question. Side entry contract stats timestamp estimator probability confidence. Okay. So we technically, fam, should be able to run this now with no problem. Now we're creating our journal. Oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, so like every other month or so, every other few weeks, Claude or Anthropic will come out with these different promotions. Like last month, it was, oh, we'll give you $50 so you can use Office 4.6. Mind you that you can only probably use it for a day, not even, depending how you use it. You probably got a lot out of that, Joe. But now there's this one where we're given double usage after 2 p.m. So right now we're hitting double usage. And I was like, oh, am I using too much? But it shouldn't, because I'm in double usage right now. We got our prediction bot. The bot is running. Let me verify the full package. Well, let me run the bot. You said the bot is running. I want to drive the boat. Let me see that this bot is running. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Please and thank you. There we go. CD here. And then let's run the bot. Dry run. Let's do a dry run. Oh, how did I know? I think I needed supposed to put it. Oh, the M was right there. Let's fix these issues. The M was there. The issue is that you're running inside the pet dot. Okay. Well, you need to be running inside the parent directory. So I need to be running inside here. Okay, hold on. So it would be CD. I need to be here. Okay, from there. Ah, Gucci. It worked. Okay, hold on. We have some errors. We have some errors that we need to attend to. Got it to work. Let's fix these errors. Will the Miami Heat win the 2026 NBA championship? That is quite hilarious. I appreciate them. I am a Heat fan. That's why I can laugh at that. Um, 429 rate limit is preventing the calls. Suspicious signals. The market is showing 0%, but huge edge values. Let me check the rate limiter first. Bro, it's always the rate limiter and fucking circuit breaker, bruv. Let me check the sports estimator flow and the market data flow. The issue is that the sports estimator makes separate calls per market. We need to cache odds by sports and also need to check why the market price is below cache odds. Okay. But we need TTL for those cache odds. Let me see if you put the TTL without me letting you know. I don't think there's going to be a TTL. Time to live for the cache, and cache is being able to save data, so I don't have to so we don't have to keep running into. That's crazy. Data looks fine. The market might be all right. You said it's good. Let me go ahead and run it again. Oh. See, now I have this issue that I need to go fix. Give me a second, bruv. Let me just do one thing at a time. The bot is selecting yes for each one. You'll notice I'm selecting yes for each one. How is that edge? How is that edge? So we have a prediction bot that's working. You're right to call it out. The edge is bogus. The problem is that our odds return upcoming games, but the Polymart is trading season championships, Stanley Cups. We're computing the Lakers odds. Okay, fix the estimated to use game by games markets, not futures. Find the futures odds for the markets concepts, or skip the market sports market we can't properly estimate. Let me fix this by filtering out the champion season markets. Let me see. I think I need to take this under the. You just filtered out everything. You just filtered everything now. The estimator now correctly skips future championship markets since we only have game by game odds. The 0% signal is honest. We don't have the real edge on the current markets with our estimators. The false signals we were computing is incompatible data, game odds versus season futures. Want me to look at what type of markets are available that could probably estimate, or should we test other estimators? Let's test the politics estimator, engage performance, and make sure system can properly use it. Also make sure system knows that needs to be used when using oversight crew. Using Python 3. Use Python, not Python 3. Only one pilot. Okay. Polling data is what I need to fix. You're not gonna hold you. GTA 5 come out. That's funny. It doesn't handle questions like, okay. Let me check more traditional polymark markets. Sports dominate. Yeah, because right now it's March Madness. There's a lot of sports things that are going on right now. Oh my goodness. Please don't make me cuss you out. So now here's a couple other things that, okay, we kind of need to QA and being able to go into. Maybe I need to bring in 4.6 Office. Let me fix to be more specific. Get right. Reject. Will GTA 5 coming out, or 6? I think that was 6. That is 6. Crypto estimators working BTC is at 66, target 1 million, 15K needed. Our estimated gives it a 5% chance. Market 49% chance. That's a 44% edge on yes, meaning no to buy. This is the start of it. There's still a couple of things that I'm still kind of like, okay, what's going on? The confidence threshold is filtering out the okay. Found it. The signals exist. Go to 0.44 min confidence. Let's see. Now we have a real signal. Okay, BTC market says 44. We estimate 5%. No. All right, the system is working. Want me to run it live to see executions? Let me see. All right, so we just got a prediction in. Now let me see if this actually works for us, gang. Let me scan and actually run the trade. Oh. Let's fix. Trade executed, bot 10 no. Let me verify the position. Okay. Paper trade engine is working. Report to generate performance. Run again to see more signals. Now, how does the system know if it was a win or loss and tracks it? And how long does it check prices, and how does it check prices, and do we have price checkpoint trails so we can see peaks, etc.? The system currently has a gap here. Let me explain. The positions are saved. The resolution method has nothing calling it automatically. No price tracking over time. The peak valley tracking resolution. Poll markets to see if the resolution, if it was resolved, what was the outcome. Price tracker. Log prices over time to see the peaks and valleys. Automatically P&L. When the market resolves, calculate wins and losses. Let me build this out. Let me integrate it into main. All right, beautiful fam, beautiful, beautiful. Now we have it. Let me run another scan. Check price tracking. Why is it 5-minute intervals? And what is it doing between then? And how does it manage the positions open? Can it open contracts when in positions? So we have the bot, but there's still a couple of things that we need to iron out. So the bot is running. It's making a few picks. It already made a few predictions. Current, can I open more? Just by default configurable. Don't want to spam the API. What are we doing between scans? Nothing, just sleep. It's a limitation. Can we open more between contracts? Current code blocks it. Okay. What we can't do currently is scale in, average down, close position early, reacts to price changes. What we want to do is have the bot doing something more than idling if we run consistently. Thoughts? Also, does system know when TP and SL and when to exit position? Do we know that, homie? You're right. The bot is basically dead between scans. There's no TP logic check. All right. Well, that'll be great if we can get that in. 25% is quite high, fam. Quite high, if I do may say so myself. But that's configurable, right? So I think I'm going to drop that to like, I mean, it's not bad. It's a little bit over 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I think, Joe, you asked this before, like, how do I manage the risk as opposed to being able to weigh the benefits of it, right? I think this is what we have right now. So right now, what we're telling the bot, hold on. Let's make sure, because you should know positions that are open. Don't fold. I should be able to copy this and do this. And come here. All right, so I'm gonna let this run. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Well, I appreciate you. This is where I'm going to pause it and come back and finish this a little bit more. I think this is a good step. We were able to get it working. Now we have a bot that actually pulls in the contracts. Now we just need to flush it out a little bit more. I think I'm going to save that for the next stream. So if you haven't already, go ahead.